Everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. This week I did not go to the movies because this week was Eurovision. And it's a little unfortunate because this was the 70th anniversary of Eurovision. It was the 70th show. Unfortunately, it wasn't the celebration it should have been, because 5 countries decided they did not want to participate because the EBU was still allowing Israel to compete. Even though they have clearly been buying votes to try to win, and they're also committing genocide. So those two things combined, people think they should not be allowed to compete, and I agree. But only 5 countries dropped out, so oh well. So it was still a great show. It wasn't what it should have been, but it was still a very enjoyable show. And there's a lot of great songs. My favorite song was Dancing on the Ice from Belgium, which, being my favorite, I did not expect it to get out of the semis and into the grand final, but it did for some reason. I also really liked Armenia with Paloma Rumba. That unfortunately did not get out of the semifinals, so sorry. The front runner was Finland, with something I'm not going to try to pronounce, because it's in Finnish. And it's a great song, and she plays the violin amazingly. And that was like the front runner going into the show. Like, that was the front runner to win. Them and Australia. Australia was represented this year by Delta Goodream, who is apparently like hugely popular in Australia. She's like the new Kylie Minogue, I guess. But I've never heard of her because she's only popular in Australia. But she gave a great performance. The song is like one of those songs created in a lab to try to win Eurovision. It's like a belty ballad, mid-tempo pop number, and it's a great song. And the staging was really cool, and she sold it, and they were not fucking around this year. And so it was kind of between them. But then, out of nowhere, when the voting was happening, the jury votes were coming in, a bunch of countries gave 12 points to Bulgaria, which I was not expecting. Their song is called Bangaranga, and it is an awesome dance number, but it didn't feel like anything that juries were going to award points to. They like to go more upscale. And this was just fun and awesome and really well performed. But somehow they just like were pushing it. And so when it came time to do the audience votes, Bulgaria was sitting at the top of the leaderboard, followed by like Finland and Australia. And also Italy. I did like Italy. Italy was... it was just this retro disco cheese. It was delightful. But, of course, when they went to do the audience voting, when the televote numbers came through, of course, Israel got a ridiculous number of audience votes and points and shot to the top of the leaderboard, and then none of the other favorites could come close. Nobody could get enough points to take them over. And, of course, once again, just like it has for the past couple of years, you have Israel sitting comfortably at the top with all of the audience votes that they bought, and everyone's just sitting on the edge of their seat going like, oh my god, no, who could win? And last year, Austria got just enough points to overtake them and win, and everyone went, phew. This year, it was like, nobody could do it, and the last choice, like the last possibility was Bulgaria, and like they needed like a ridiculous number of points to try to overtake them. And thankfully, while Austria didn't get as many points as Israel, they had enough from the jury that overtook it, and the total was bigger. Here, they had a strong jury vote, so Bulgaria didn't need as many, but then they actually did get, like, Israel got like 200 and something points from the audience, and Bulgaria got like 300 and something from the audience. So thank God Bulgaria won. Whew, and we don't have to go to Tel Aviv next year. Although I would have been interested to see what everyone would have done if Israel had bought the win, and then you had to go to Israel, and would more people have dropped out? I don't know. Thankfully, we don't have to find out, though I am curious to see if the 5 countries who boycotted will come back again, or if more people will boycott, we will see what happens if they continue to let Israel compete while they are clearly rigging the results of the contest. Not to mention the genocide. That should have been enough. But the rigging of the votes really should get them disqualified. I'm just saying. Can we just have a Eurovision where we don't have to worry about that nonsense and we can just enjoy the competition? Also, before I wrap this up, during the semifinal, when Israel performed during the semifinal, and of course they made it through because they got tons of votes to get through, they usually mask the booing. They have some kind of audio technology and they just like dub in cheering and just use his microphone and the music. So, but this time they didn't, and as the music was swelling and he was about to start singing, you could totally hear the audience chanting, "Stop the genocide, stop the genocide." And I was like, ooh. But then for the grand final, they must have fixed something and they were more on top of it and muted it. You could still hear some boos occasionally, especially at the end when it looked like they might win and people were booing. But not a lot you can do about that. But they're just trying to cover it up. It's kind of irritating. As for games, it was very interesting. Last week, my YouTube algorithm, which is usually pretty lame, because the YouTube algorithm only really seems to remember like the last two kinds of things that you watched, and it just pushes a lot of that same thing. And I'm like, well, what about, the K-pop that I listened to a few weeks ago? Why aren't you surfacing K-pop videos for me? I know there are some, but it finally surfaced some video game trailers, and I was like, oh, hey, video game trailers. Fun. Let me watch one of those. And the first one I saw it caught my eye. It was called Will Follow the Light. And I was like, oh, what's this? And I clicked play, and it was very clearly a walking simulator with like a dark and moody storyline, although it also has like sailing simulating in it as well. So you sail from location to location, and then you walk around, and then you sail again, and then you walk around that place. And I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. This is totally up my alley. I should check into this. So I looked up a review, and the review was not great. It basically said the story is fine, but the gameplay doesn't help, and it's not great. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll wait for it to come down in price, because it's $25 now, and I'm like, maybe I'll get it for if it's $4 or $5, maybe I'll give it a shot. Who knows? Or free with PlayStation Plus. Then I'll give it a shot. But then I saw another trailer, and that was called Adorable Adventures. And I was like, oh, this is so up my alley. You play as a baby pig or a baby boar who lives in a park with his little baby brothers and sisters. And the premise is like, I guess there's been like a fire or something, so you have to like figure out how to like get to your siblings. There's like, they're in different places of the park or whatever, and like you have to like solve little puzzles, environmental puzzles and stuff to like reunite with them. And you follow your nose to follow scents around, and you learn about different plants and animals in the park. So it's like quasi-educational, but it looks delightful. And the review I read said that it is kind of geared more towards kids because it is quasi-educational, but adults looking for a chill, relaxing gaming experience might enjoy this as well. And I'm like, yes, please. This is totally up my alley. It's just, chill. You just explore a park as a cute little pig. Who doesn't love that? So there are like in the trailer there's like little racing game mini games, but as they're mini games, I'm like maybe they won't be too hard to begin with, but since they're mini games, if they are too hard and frustrating, I can just say never mind and just skip them. Hopefully they're not like required to finish the game. But I was like, oh, and I was like, well, I'll totally get that when it's on sale. But then I was like, no, I should actually buy this it's only $20. And I'm like, I should buy this for $20 and support this style of game. Support the developer, support this style of game, and show that people want to play things like this. Don't wait for it to come down to $5 or whatever. Buy it now at full price. The problem is as much as I would love to do that and support it and support this kind of game, I'm not done with Ghost of Yotei. So I need to finish that first. Though, when I finish Ghost of Yotei, this might actually be the next thing I buy to play. I won't play anything else. I'll play this. But we'll see. Because I am still playing Ghost of Yotei, and of course my other daily games. Haven't touched Where Winds Meet. Haven't gone back to that yet. I've been doing lots of Yotei. And I played some Infinity Nikki, and as I suspected, as I said before, I did the little epilogue dialogue scene on the beach, and then sure enough, that city in the distance, that is for the next update. Because as soon as that scene finished and it faded to black, there was a big to be continued. So when the next update drops, presumably we'll get to go to that city in the distance, the Golden City, and check it out. I also, I had finished the Star Path in Disney Dreamlight Valley last week, so now I'm just waiting for the routine duties that I'm just doing so that I can get the final reward. I also finished the floating spring island puzzles. They finally released the last puzzle, and I did the maze, and I got the reward, which was a stupid bird umbrella. Who cares? But I want to get it. Even though I don't want the reward, I want to at least unlock the reward so that I have it, even if I don't want it. It's like a collecting OCD thing. Also, it was funny, in the store this week, the new update in the store, they had a couple of things that I was like, ooh, I want that. I have tons of moonstones. I have 18,000 moonstones, whatever, so I can afford to buy a few things here and there. And I tend not to buy things. I tend to just hoard my moonstones. But there was this house that looks like it's raining on the house all the time. Like when you're near it. If you're far away, it's just a house. But as you get closer to it, it starts raining on the house. And I don't know why, but it appealed to me. I liked the idea of it. So I bought that. And then, of course, I had to redo my, lawn, the area around my house. But then the thing that's great, they also had a new pet, an animal companion that I could not resist because it was a corgi puppy. And I love corgis, they're adorable. And I already bought the husky puppy because I love huskies. So I had to have the corgi puppy. And I've been running around with him all week, and he's been picking up wood for me as we pass it by. And I decided that that's a great thing because when they do another update, I think we're going to have another, that stupid museum. They're going to unlock a new section of the museum. And if it's like the Forest of Valor or something, then I'm going to need a lot of wood. Because as you might recall, I was complaining about how doing the Peaceful Meadow and the beach, you have to collect, well, the beach doesn't have wood, but the Peaceful Meadow, you had to collect all this wood. And it's like annoying that you had to collect all this wood in order to finish the displays. So I'm like, knowing that that's coming, I'm kind of hoarding wood now and putting it in my storage so that, when it comes time to do that, I can just go get it and I don't have to collect it. I already have it. Planning ahead. And then with Ghost of Yotei, I actually have not been doing story missions, like the main story mission. I did one, but now I'm sort of doing side things again because, as I mentioned in the last episode, I upgraded all of my main weapons, but I recently got the rifle and the pistol, and I'm trying to upgrade them, especially the pistol, because I'm using the pistol a lot. So I've been trying to upgrade the pistol, but I can do one or two. I did 2 levels right away, and then he was like, oh, you don't have enough coin. And I was like, what? I've killed enough guys, I have the gun parts, but I don't have enough coin. So I'm like, crap, I have to go earn money. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I go to do some bounties. But I'm doing bounties all over, and a couple of them have been rather involved, but it's not just go there and kill this guy. They become a whole little mini side quest in itself. But I did that. So I've been doing that so that I can upgrade my pistol. And then I've just been exploring and doing side things, and I found what I thought was, it's funny because I bathed in I found a hot spring, I bathed in it, and I didn't get a trophy. So I was like, oh, is this not the final hot spring? Is there there's a section of the map, a little tiny section over here on the bottom right that I haven't quite reached yet. I haven't explored that yet. And I'm like, maybe there's another one over there, and then I'll get the trophy for bathing in all the hot springs. But then after I got out, no trophy, but I got the Fundoshi. And I was like, that's what you get. You get that outfit when you do all the hot springs. So is there no trophy? And now I'm like, oh crap, I bet you some of the hot springs have like little signs, and they're like, do this before you bathe in there. And then you get like an extra animation of like animals or something while you're bathing. And I thought I did them all, but now I'm wondering if maybe I missed one, and that's why I didn't get it. The trophy is for if you do that in all of them, if you do them all correctly. And maybe I missed one. I don't know. Thankfully I'm not like a trophy hunter. It's just that I've noticed that as I'm reaching the end of the game, I'm getting trophies for like completing all the things and finding all of this and doing all of those and that sort of thing. But I'm probably never going to get all of the trophies anyway. I didn't get all of the Tsushima trophies when I played that, because there's a bunch of combat ones that I'm like, I'm not specifically going to try to kick somebody off a cliff just to get a trophy. That's weird. Also annoying and difficult, and trying to find a cliff and get an enemy over there. And it's too much work. So, that's it. I'm going to wrap up now. Sorry, I rambled about Eurovision for a bit too long. So it made this episode a bit longer than it should have been. But come back next episode and I'll have more to say about whatever. And I'll go to the movies, because next week I'll go to see Mandalorian and Grogu. So I'll have some thoughts on that. See you then. Bye!